financial management tools. They are there for us to actually manage our finances. What are they? Checking, savings, budgeting, and credit. Let's talk about checking. Checking is something that we all think and we take for granted that we really know what to do. But do you really know how to write a check, balance a checkbook, balance and reconcile your statement? Or do you know how to choose your right account, checking account, that actually fits your needs? Now, savings is another thing that we need to do, and savings is something most Americans don't think they really have money to do. Well, why would we want to save? Well, we would want to save because there are wants that we have. But what about emergencies? What about that flat tire or some bill that comes up that we really can't pay? But the main thing we need to remember that savings are for our future. A little bit about that third tool, which is budgeting. Budgeting is far more important. But how do we budget? Well, I want to let you know today that budgeting is not that awful word that most people think it is. It's the best thing that we can do with our finances is to manage our money. Well, first of all, we need to identify what our income is. There's a little bit of confusion out there about income. Income comes in two forms, and what those are your gross income and also your net income. Now, how do I remember what's a gross income and what's a net income? Well, gross is the big amount before the government and all those other deductions. And then the net, think about throwing that big net out and pulling those dollars in. That's very important. But while we're doing that income and all that thing, we need to track. How do we track? Well, tracking is very important. Maybe we will take all our ATM slips and put them in an envelope, safe that we remember to write them down. Or all that spending that we do when we don't think that we don't have enough money. Then evaluate that budget. That budget is very important when we evaluate it because something could have happened to kind of change the numbers a little bit, and that's what we would need to do. I want to let you know that credit is the fourth one. Oh, I know you know I keep talking about credit, but it's involved as a financial tool. You need to use credit wisely. And then you also need to know there are disadvantages and advantages. That's what I said. There is some disadvantages and there are some advantages of using credit. You need to think about the interest rate. Is it high or low? Unfortunately, though, should I say unfortunate? It should be fortunate for everyone that the rate has some factors that involve different things that you don't really have control over. Now, understand the APR, the annual percentage rate, and is there any fees in charge when we open that credit card? Now, here is the kicker of the whole thing. Cash advances. Most people don't really realize when they go to an ATM and actually take the credit card and swipe it in and take money, that's a cash advance, which is a different rate from your regular rate. Always remember, you're responsible for those four tools. Those four tools are checking, savings, that's right, with your financial institution, budgeting that money, and using credit wisely.